And well, hello, my dear viewers, my dear friends. Welcome back to the channel. Although late, I am here with this week's chapter of One Piece, chapter 880, of its name, No Way Out. Okay, so, dropping in on the lives of the Straw Hat Grand Pirate Fleet, Volume 14, the fourth cover of Size Arc. And here I was thinking I'd make it my 26th husband. Well then. Damn, this took an unexpected turn. I wonder how this will end. Interesting. Very, very interesting. This is an unexpected turn of events. I can't actually think on what this will lead. Maybe a future confrontation. Maybe. Very nice indeed. Okay, so what is this warning here? One Piece Magazine's super popular serialized story novel Straw Hat Crew is not only getting a large-scale exclusive art project, but will also be going on sale with the 87th volume as One Piece novel Straw Hat Stories. Is this the new One Piece magazine that has released in Japan already? No, I don't think it is. Then I don't know what this is. I guess we'll get to know when we get to know. What I want to know now is the chapter. So let us move on forward with it. Okay. So Pudding, Chiffon, and Sanji arrived at Kako Island. Oh wait, what? It's okay, Chiffon here wasn't the culprit behind the mutiny. Oh, okay. Her husband Gang Beji is the one to blame. At the moment the story is that I'm threatening you, so you are forced to make the escape with me. Oh. It's okay, Pudding, I know what people think of me. Okay. All that's happened today. I heard the stories. To think a joyous wedding celebration was dashed by the barging in of the Straw Hats and Badger's revolt. But there's no helping what's already happened. Alright. And Pudding is back to her old cute self. Let's see for how long. Okay, so here they are, the Whole Cake Island's 31 chefs. And we have all kinds of chefs. We even have mink chefs. That's amazing. A pig as a chef. Oh god, he's the emergency reserve chef. If anything goes wrong, sacrifice the chef. Alright, Chocolate Town Sweets Factory. Okay, we're betting our lives and the very fate of this country on this cake. We need to be able to focus as best we can. Please do not peek inside the factory during the preparations, and do not allow anyone that arrives here, regardless of who they may be, to peek either. Now Sanji shouldn't get spotted. Chefs, come in one at a time, please. Okay. Kitchen one head chef Bush reporting for duty. Okay, so memories being erased. Okay. So Sanji is getting out of the carpet. Okay. Ooh. Wait a second. I drew up a diagram for the design of the cake while I was wrapped up in there. You remember what it looked like? More or less. I get it that you know what it looked like, but how do you have any idea what it was made with? By its smell. The master chef, Sanji himself. Oh, Jesus. Alright, snap to it, every minute counts. Pudding looks so good and she faints. Lady, what happened? Let's give it our best, Mr. Husband. Look at his ass face. Oh, this face. I removed the incident today from the chef's memories. In other words, as they're concerned, our ceremony went off without a hitch. And she's even... Oh, God. However, due to unforeseen bad weather, the wedding cake was ruined. Mama got mad and now we have to remake it as fast as possible. Okay. Okay. Let me know if I got anything wrong, okay? Mr. Husband, you did this. It's absolutely perfect. You've even included the hidden flavors that Straussen took over a week to come up with. I heard you were quite skilled, but this is something else, mister. And oddly enough, this cake-making process will be both of your first cooperative task as a married couple, and pudding is... Oh, God. You're right, huh? Makes me blush. What's the matter, Mrs. Pudding? Quit it, you'll kill her. Jesus Christ almighty. Oh, God. A married couple, how cute. If you try to order me around as a husband, I'll strangle you, Sanji. Alright. This is a race against the clock. Chiffon the baking of that huge chiffon cake, and pudding the tempering of the chocolate. Can both of you finish work in 2 hours and 40 minutes? I'll put my secret plan into motion then. I'll show people the true face of sweetness. I'll take them to paradise. Him saying this while looking like this, it doesn't add up. Okay, so before we move on, we are seeing a lot more of the cake baking than I was expecting. In fact, I don't actually think that this is important. I mean, it is and it isn't. I wouldn't mind see this, maybe as in a flashback after the escape. But it's okay. Either way, I would like to see it, but just not now. But then again, it's perfectly fine. Okay, the true face of sweetness. We'll set sail in 3 hours, and while the cake is cooling, we'll add the decorations at sea. We'll have the ultimate cake ready by the time we rendezvous with the Sunny. Sorry, give me just a second. I'm taking a tissue. I see no time wasted, but we'll be so rushed. If this thing would cooperate with me, there we go. You have no choice. Do you want Mama to raise this place to the ground? Well, sorry, we'll follow your lead. Alright. I gotta make this for the ones that saved Lola. My specialty, the heavenly fluffy chiffon cake. Just you wait, you lot, I'll show you real attack cooking. I gotta help Sanji and the others escape with my sweet, sweet chocolate. Alright, let's cook. Master Chef begins. You have 3 hours to make that recipe. Go, go, go. Okay, back in the mirror world. So you're still alive, huh, Brother Perros? Just barely. Right now I'm chasing after their ship with Mama. They're determined little cowards. I see. What a miserably pathetic ending. Pedro, I mean. Oi, are you even listening, Straw Hat? Luffy's completely bonkers. Oi, Brule. How long do you plan on dozing off? As long as you're asleep, these soldiers are stuck here. Katakuri is just like, with his arms crossed behind his back, just, yep, nothing to see here. Oh, I love this guy. Is he a long leg tribe member? He looks taller than I thought. He could be a long leg. Yeah, now that I think about it, he sure does look like a long leg. He probably thought to gallantly protect his crew, but look at this poor captain. Take the soldiers with you and go set fire to his ship or something. Apparently it's still undamaged. Sister Brule, we found a mirror that can connect to the Straw Hat's ship, and there should be one or two more. Alright, let's go. I can't wait for Mama to crush them as they run about confused and terrified by the fire. Yeah, it ain't gonna be that easy. Okay, give me that mirror, don't you dare lay a hand on them. 34th Charlotte's son Mascarpone and the 29th Charlotte daughter Joscarpone. I saw that there was a mistake with this 29th daughter. Apparently there's already a 29th daughter and there has been a mistake in it. If you'll allow me, Charlotte family, if you'll allow me to check. You guys know how I like to check my informations. So yeah, it's Pralin and Joscarpone. They are kind of mixed. There's been a mistake with the numbering because supposedly Pralin is the 29th child, so Joscarpone is not the 29th. That's the question in all of it. So it's probably just a translation mistake or something. It will most likely be corrected. It will most likely be corrected in either an SBS or in the next chapter. What happened to our one-on-one, Straw Hat? You're the one that needs to stop laying hands on our brothers and sisters. He made a stamp Gatling, like so precise. It's scary. Oh, so communicating through the mirrors. Jinbei, can you hear me? Someone respond. Who's there? Is that Brook? What's happened to him? Luffy, it's me. Are you okay? There's still a few mirrors left on board, right? In the men's quarters and the bathroom. Break them all into smithereens. What are you saying? We can't, you won't be able to come back. I know, but I'll figure something out. I'll make do. Oh yeah. The room's on fire, water, get water, this is bad. Flying arrows are flying out of the mirrors and cannon fire from the seas. Jesus. What the hell is that? Oh my god. Luffy, are you okay? Everyone going to the ship, follow me. Quickly break them, all of them. They're coming after you and I can't stop them all. I need to focus on this guy. Everyone, all the mirrors on board, you need to... Nami, this is bad. We can't outrun that. It's a giant wave. It's a giant tsunami. Luffy, I'm sorry. I think we are done for. Absolute power and absolute despair. Holy butts. It's a giant wave as a homie. Pound said whenever she's angry, Lillian will unleash a storm. Like she will unleash the rage of the seas. This is what he meant. She can literally summon storms even without Zeus. She just puts a soul into the sea and just controls it. She can put a soul on the sea. Like, how overpowered is that? And she's just writing it. Actually, now that I think of it, because she's there, how is she up there? Because she can't stand in the sea. And if she's still standing on the sea slug, that's a hell lot of balance. That's a hell of a balance she has. What if this is a candy wave? Because I am going to be honest. Like, devil fruit powers working on the sea with the sea water is not unplausible. Like, when Luffy fell into the water back in Howlong Park, his neck was still able to stretch, his body was still rubber. When Aokiji fell into the sea at the Marineford arc, when he was struck by Whitebeard's attack, he was able to transform where he landed in ice. He's able to form a patch of ice while riding his bike. What else? I'm sure there's a lot of of other examples I'm not remembering. So devil fruit powers working with sea water is not unheard of. In fact, devil fruit abilities don't get nulled when the user is underwater. Because, for instance, when Luffy fell into the water, as I said once again, I reiterate the same example. When Luffy fell into the water, his body is still rubber. Devil fruit users just become a hammer, and they cannot wield their abilities because they can't move themselves to make them. Luffy could because someone else pulled his head. So it is, in fact, it is unheard of a devil fruit user, apart from Aokiji, we can say, but Aokiji's kind of different, mostly because he's a Logia and because of the Logia that he is. But devil fruit powers don't actually get nullified when they touch water. That's something I saw in a discussion of the spoilers. Yes, I read the discussion. I've not exactly read the spoilers, but I read the discussion, and people were saying that it was overpowered what Big Mom was doing. I kind of heard about the tsunami a little bit before, but still, to see this, I was not expecting this much. I saw that the powers should get nullified, but they actually don't get, because we have a lot of examples. Luffy, the one I said about Luffy, Aokiji, also in Marineford, Kizaru, when he used, I believe it is Yasakani no Magatama, the one where he shoots various light projectiles. He shot them at the sea, and they kept going after Lost Submarine, even underwater. So seawater doesn't nullify the powers; it just nullifies the ability of the user to use them. It doesn't change properties, because people can still manipulate those properties. Kairoseki, on the other hand, I think nullifies the... No, it doesn't nullify, it just makes them unable to use them. So it's the same, of course it's the same as seawater. But this is so terribly overpowered, like... I say it once again, this saga needs to end. Like, I don't know how, I don't know when, but this saga needs to end. Oda is raising the bar ever so higher, and there's like 3 hours left before the cake is ready, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go a little bit back. So, yeah, there's still 3 hours left for them to bake the cake. So that's how much longer this saga will take. Minimum of 3 hours. In 3 hours, a lot of things happens. A lot of things will happen. Like, for instance, how will they deal with this tsunami? The most sorry about that. I just woke up an hour ago. In fact, more than an hour ago. The most obvious answer is fishmen. If this is indeed a normal wave, like a seawater wave and not a candy wave, I think it's not candy, because candy solidifies like rapidly. So I don't think it's candy. It would be interesting, but I don't think it is candy. So this is a massive water wave. Like, gigantic. It goes a long way, it seems. I believe that in the anime this scene will be like properly enlarged to fit the situation. So the most appropriate answer for that would be fishmen. Like, the Sun Pirates will appear, they'll combine the Fishman Karate, and they'll destroy the wave. That's the most probable option. Because unless they can escape under the sea, I don't think they are ready again to use the Kudo Burst. So they're between a rock and a hard place, really. It's out of the frying pan and into the fire with them all the time. This saga must really be brought to an end quickly. Like, it's not even a matter of time already, or making the Reverie this year, or getting to Wano Country this year. It's a matter that this is getting so much overpowered that it's becoming unreal. Like, it's a Yonko's crew, I know, but seeing Big Mom's crew like this makes me scared to see the fight against Kaido. The one reason I could see that Kaido's fight will not be as hard as this is because no matter how much physical power they have, the trump card of the Big Mom Pirates compared with the Beast Pirates, is that the Beast Pirates are mainly, or if not at all, Zou and Devil Fruit users. So it's going to be a battle of strength. It's going to be a battle one-on-one. Big Mom's crew is so diverse. Like, you have Big Mom herself, who controls and manipulates souls. You have Katakuri, a special Paramecia user with Logia characteristics. You have Pero Supero, who can create anything out of candy. You have Brule, who can manipulate an entire dimension out of mirrors. Like, and many others more. You have Chiffon with the memory altering fruit. Like, all of them. Big Mom's crew is so diverse that it makes it hard to make a strategy, apart from the fact that they are all strong as hell. I'm not saying with this that Kaido's crew will be weaker. What I say is that the battle against Kaido will be a more frontal assault. And they are also suffering this much because they don't have the full crew. Because I think that if they had the full crew, things could go different. In fact, if they had the whole crew, I dare say that Zoro would be the one fighting Katakuri. I think it would be best. Katakuri is like, for Luffy, it's a very high challenge. That saying, I still think and I still believe that Luffy must and will defeat Katakuri. However, if we are in a what-if scenario, I think that the best opponent out of all the Straw Hats, I think the best opponent for Katakuri would be Zoro. Because Katakuri wouldn't be able to replicate Zoro's attacks. He would have to trust in his own Mochi powers and his one-on-hand combat. And in his hand-to-hand combat. So we would see him using his trident, using his powers to maybe try and trap Zoro, but Zoro would just cut him. So Zoro versus Katakuri would be a great battle to watch, really. Luffy versus Katakuri, it's going to be good, but Katakuri is just so overpowered. Everything Luffy can do, he can do better and bigger. So, again, not saying that Luffy will not win against Katakuri, not saying that even Zoro would win against Katakuri, just saying that Zoro versus Katakuri would be a sort of a better match. Sorry about that. That Zoro versus Katakuri would be a more well-matched fight. It wouldn't be so one-sided. This battle is so one-sided right now. It's not even funny. And this last sentence, "Hey Luffy, I'm sorry, I think we are done for." This, luckily, there's not the usual warning. There's no One Piece chapter next week. Luckily, we won't have to wait 1 week for that. But if I know Oda. And I know Hoda, or at least I think I know, it would be fun if the next chapter wouldn't show what happened with the wave. It would be fun if the chapter moved somewhere else, or like maybe even it moved to the fisherman, and the chapter will end with this same scene, but from the fisherman's perspective, and we'll see them saving the Straw Hats, because they are out there somewhere, and I don't think they have left Whole Cake Island just yet. They wouldn't leave Jinbei behind until this whole situation is figured out. So, my predictions are that next week the chapter will not focus exactly after this scene. I think the chapter will change its focus as a way to keep the suspense. So, the next chapter will not follow this situation, but will follow the situation from the fisherman's perspective, while they wait for the exact chance to intervene, and they will do so by destroying the wave. Like, Jinbei will try to do something about it. It will work, but he doesn't know that the others are there, and he will only realize that when the wave is actually finished, and he'll be like, "Damn, I didn't know I was so powerful, huh?" And then we'll hear Aladdin say, "Ha, you think that was all you did, don't you?" And all the fishermen appear in a line, and like all in position of the attack they just used. Probably Gosemegara's Senkai, and it's the 5,000 brick house, isn't it? Yeah, something like that. I don't know the translation, and I don't think I know, and I don't think I got the Japanese pronunciation. But, my dear friends, my dear viewers, this is it for this week's chapter of One Piece. A very, very mix and matched chapter. We had a more calm and funny situation at the beginning, before we went back to the despair that is the battle of Luffy versus Katakuri, and the situation that the Straw Hats are mixed in. We have the cooking scenario, which was cool. The interaction between Pudding and Sanji is somewhat cute, if I can say that. Sanji's face on page 10 is like, and with his one eye covered, it's like, we're married, guys. Like, we're married. This Oda is just amazing. That face is amazing. We got to see the cooks, the 31 cooks of Whole Cake Island. This is complicated. So yeah, their determination to start cooking. The one thing that worries me the most is that 3-hour period. But then again, they are baking a cake, so it is to be expected. So, unfortunately, we will not have to wait 3 hours for the next chapter. We will have to wait several days, in fact, for the first chapter of October, One Piece 881. I'll see you guys right away, because I don't know why I paused there, because we will have this week's chapter of Boku no Hero Academia, and I'll be releasing both of them today, Saturday the 13th of September. I haven't released them on Tuesday because they hadn't released on Tuesday, and I haven't released them yesterday because I was not at home. So I'm doing them right now. So, my dear friends, my dear viewers, I say my goodbyes to you, and I'll see you right away with Boku no Hero Academia. Bye bye.